Polaroids to prints, lighting diagrams, and how I've used them for 35 years, how they'll help you in the next 35 years of your lighting. Let's take a look at it. Hi, I'm JP Morgan. I have been lighting and shooting commercially for almost 35, going on 40 years. In the beginning of that process, I just became completely obsessed with keeping track of my lighting. So I would take, and these are my film documentation sheets is what I call them. On here, I would write down who I was shooting for. I would write down what the camera lens that I was using, metadata. Metadata before they had metadata, because when you shot film, there was no metadata. But I would keep all the Polaroids, and then on the back, I would make a complete diagram of exactly how we set all the lighting up. I have 30 of these books. We had zebras on set, we had lions on set, tigers on set, elephants on set for that shot. Every shot that I've done for almost 35 years, got these elaborate drawings that show us exactly what our lighting diagram was. Domino's Pizza. So got the setup here, background, got the before and after, the cool delivery guy, the bad delivery guy. Why did I do this? I was just obsessed with knowing how I was lighting things and if it was working or not. So I would go back and look at these. If I was looking for ideas, I'd go back and look and see what worked, what didn't work, and just try to figure out what I needed to do to move forward. I mean, there's some fun stuff in here. Kodak. It's got guys underneath bricks and blowing smoke up all around him here. That was a fun shoot. But the point is that I really kept these because it gave me an idea of exactly how we were lighting things and what was working. And it became a reference point where I would go back and try to figure out, you know, how would I change things? What light modifiers are looking good? What are not looking good? Shot at the studio, proctologist waiting room filled with mounted butts. But here's like a self-promo shot that I did. I would keep these, it has a little diagram right underneath it, so you see exactly how we set up all the lights. I've got listed on here what camera lens I used. It's a 4x5 Cinar camera. It was on a 210 Nikkor lens. I'm 18 feet from the subject matter. My camera is 5'9" off the floor. No swings, no tilts. I used Ektachrome 100 Plus. And then I talked about how I developed it, plus 3/8. Exposure, f22. I used to have to get f22 on just about everything because on that 4x5 format, it was hard to get these big, deep sets all in focus. Also on here, I put in 1 second to burn this lamp in on the side. So I had a 1 second ambient exposure. So I'm 1 second at f22, and that gives me a little bit of light in that lamp on the side. As we moved into the digital world, that's all changed now. I have the ability to put these into books that really become great lighting guides for me to look back on, and teaching guides to help other people understand exactly what we're doing here at the Slanted Lens. You see them in our videos, but at Sol Digital, we put together a 12x12 book. These are handmade books. They've got these stunning leatherette and acrylic covers that really give you a beautiful presentation. But what I love about it is I've turned these into my lighting diagram books. So this really is a look at, here's how I set everything up. It's all digital now. I'm not making pencil drawings anymore. We got a PSD document that has softboxes and lights and things we can put on here. This dude had to lay on the floor for hours. We were at the YouTube space and had made a small water tank that he could lay on. And you just see that we've got several things going there. We put a source 4 behind every one of these lights to give us that kind of shaft of light. So there's a big old heavy source 4 up there underneath that. Everything in here is shot with grids, so hard directional light. It's more of that film noir kind of look. So there's our source 4s. We didn't have a car, so what did we do? We just stuck 2 lights, little par cans, and one each side, put a piece of black in front of it, and that became our car. Boop, boop. There's our car. Then of course we added our light on our person, a grid on a person who's laying on the floor. Then we add a little light on her face, light on his face, and then we just opened up a little bit with the fill, and there's our final image. God, it's so fun to look at and to think about. I mean, make these diagrams of the things that you're doing, because if you keep track of what you've done, it allows you to look at in the future what worked and what didn't work. I mean, I'm looking at this right now going, there's things I would change on this. I don't like the fact that the shaft just goes down. I would now go, I'm shooting a lamp like that again, I've got to have a shaft that goes up and down. You know, so I would change some things about that. Even if I shot that as a plate, the shaft going up and down that I could put in later in post, I would do that. I mean, so there's things you learn every single time you shoot. this really becomes a roadmap for me that allows me to learn what's going on. Too many photographers, when you're doing a scene like this, they'll set up 3 or 4 lights, they turn them all on, then they start taking images. And they never have any control. But if you set up one light at a time, look at it, analyze it, take some images with it, figure out, make sure it works, and you say, okay, that's great, I like what it's doing on her face. Then you add the next light, which is a rim light on her from behind. Make sure that's working, it's doing exactly what you want it to do. Then you move on to the next light, which becomes a fill light, kind of open up the shadows in the back on her. Then we add a background light from behind, and then we open up all the shadows here. That gives us our final image. I mean, next time I go to shoot one of these things, I'm looking at this going, what can I learn from this? I don't like how hot this lamp is. You know, I want to change the light in that lamp so that it fills the whole lamp a little nicer, because we had to go in Photoshop and fix that, and I could have made that a lot smoother when we shot. But just in the way we light things here, I can take a look at this and it becomes a roadmap that allows me to know what I've done, and it really opens doors for how I can improve things in the future. Making yourself shoot these one light setups at a time allows you to be more calculated and to look at exactly what you're doing and seeing how it's working. I can't tell you the number of times I've recreated images that advertising clients will look and say, we love this, can we do something like that? If you can't go back to that and recreate it, your life's going to be very stressful. Look at the difference that smoke does on these. This is so fabulous because we've got an M18 in the background. It gives us a silhouette on our couple. We added a light to the left. It gives us a little light on their back. We put a light in the foreground, put some light on their face, and now we put a heavier light up here just to fill in everything. But now we added smoke, and the smoke changes this image completely. Look at this here. It's like everything is black and dense, but when we add the smoke in here, the smoke gives us a nice kind of just a layer and opens everything up. It's beautiful. So I'm hoping that your takeaway from this is that you will start recording information about your images. So it'll help you to learn what you're doing and how you can improve it. And it becomes a roadmap, a look at your journey, which allows you to grow and to progress in that process. You'll be surprised how much you learn. You'll look back a year and go, wow, I was doing things like that back then. It'll just help you to see how you can change and move forward and progress. You know, I'm using a different modifier now. I like the look on the face better. You know, it just helps you to know those things. In our membership area, you can get this PDF that shows you, and you can create your own lighting diagrams. You also get access to be able to see these books in that as well. So, thank you to Sol Digital. Gorgeous books. You got this 12 by 12 with the acrylic cover with the leatherette. Covers your image there. These thick, beautiful pages with gorgeous glossy images. Just a great way to present your images. It's a very simple process. They have a software there. It's really a drag and drop, so you can drop your images into their layouts, or you can customize, make your own, which makes it so you can really do what you'd like to do with it. It gives you that option as well. So there's a look at lighting diagrams and this process that I've done for 35 years to just keep the information fresh so you know what you've done, so you know how to move forward and how to change things and make it better. It's just really, that's what it's all about. So if you've got comments about this, if you have another way you do this, leave them below. We want you to follow us here at Sidelines. We want you to share the things you're doing so that we really know what everyone's up to. Everyone can grow from that process. We're also super excited about what's been happening in our membership area. People have signed up. We're there. I've had the opportunity to work in these smaller groups as we talk about photography, video. It's been a great experience for me. So I hope you get over to the membership site. Join us there. We'd love to have you part of that group, part of our family. There's some great advantages there. I mean, simple things like we have a store where we're selling all the equipment off that we've used here at the Slanted Lens at super cheap prices. Just trying to sell the stuff so you can get a hold of it and you can use it. So come and join us there. It really becomes a personal way we can connect. So keep those cameras rolling, keep on clicking.